Hi there. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're still dealing with William Shakespeare's first testimony. Trying to think. Oh, fuck. I was trying to think yesterday about where the issue might lie, but I don't know. I need to look hard back at the evidence. Because I think when we were pressing the statements before, they kind of hinted that this one might be the issue where the issue lies. So let's look at our evidence. Because I think we should be able to prove whether or not Suzuki actually drank from his own cup. Might be the issue. Because we don't have any actual proof other than his own word, which, you know, isn't necessarily enough. So, like, I don't know. Let's see. There's no T-ring on the inside of Mr. Natsume's cup. But yeah, shouldn't that be it? Because if there's no T-ring, that means that the tea didn't have enough time to settle, which means that he drank it fast, or, you know, not long after he poured it. Meanwhile, Shakespeare did wait to drink his tea, so that's why there was a T-ring on his, even though I don't fucking see. Oh wait, that's what that is. Duh. I thought there was just like a outline, but no, that's. Either way, it's the cups. It's Mr. Natsume's tea. It's teacup.
Objection.
Yeah, it's a wonder where if you stop and think about it for a second, how the answer can make itself obvious. Anyway, you claim that Mr. Natsume didn't drink a drop of tea on the night in question, but that sounds like something a fucking liar would say. A fucking sham, if you will. But that's impossible. How? Chop logic? Chop logic? What the fuck? I never heard that. Okay. I've heard my fair share of, like, archaic sounding English terms, but I never heard fucking chop logic before. Jeez Louise, pal. What is this, ye dark, yai-clad fiend? Yai-clad? Goodness. The two teacups from the scene, one used by the victim and the other by the defendant. Let's see, what is chop logic? Argue in a tiresome, pedantic way, or quibble. I guess that makes sense. Still, I never heard that. I never heard that one before. I have a clear difference between them. One that represents incontrovertible proof. Incontrovertible? What difference? Look at the inside of the cups. Just here, there's a clearly visible ring. Yes, a T-ring. Commonplace enough. Indeed. Such stains occur all too readily when one leaves tea in the cup for a while. Well, clearly this dude didn't leave T-rings in his cup because he likes to drink tea while it's hot. That's his motto, as it were. And yet, Mr. Natsume's cup has no such ring. Good Lord! You're right. It's completely clean. And prithee, sir, what makest thou of it? Exactly what Mr. Natsume told the court yesterday. The Japanese saying he quoted, "Drink tea while it's hot." Yeah, that thing he said. That's right. Yes. The titular Mr. Natsume was true to his usual self that night and drank his tea in no time. And people shouldn't introduce him to fucking coffee, or else he might lose his shit. If, as you claim in your testimony, he didn't touch a drop of his tea, a ring would have developed on the inside of his cup as well, after the several hours the tea was left standing. But, in short, Mr. Shakespeare, The only sham I see is standing in front of me. You clearly lied to the court. To a nunnery! That's also a Shakespearean thing.
Objection!
As a rule, I fill my hallowed chalice up to 7 times during any one trial.
7 times? That's a little extreme, don't you think, pal? I mean, that's not Godot levels of extreme, considering I'm pretty sure he had, like, what, 17 cups a day? Even though that's way too many cups of coffee for one guy? Like, 7 glasses of wine is, well, it's good that you don't drink the wine, because otherwise, you'd be getting fucking wasted, up in the courtroom, which, you know, would not be very couth if I do say so myself. Still, either way, you're wasting a lot of wine and glasses and shit. Like Solano said before, you could give those bottles to the fucking poor and the needy, you know? Why do you want to keep that information to yourself? Yeah, again, I don't know how people or would feel confident knowing that the prosecutor was fucking, was wasted in the middle of the courtroom.
Yet, on occasion, tedium distracts me, and I pour more times than I intended until the bottle is dry.
Your drinking habits are fascinating, but, irrelevant. Yeah, get his ass, Renosuke.
On the contrary, they illustrate the fickleness of human memory. To William Shakespeare.
Yes, my liege.
Though you previously stated that you made the coins of ice from the leftover tea in the accuser's cup, could it be that you were perhaps mistaken?
Yeah, of course you would make excuses for the fucking Englishman, you dirty, stinky Van Zeeks guy.
Eh? Could it be that, yes, perhaps there was some tea remaining in the small teapot left at the scene? A fact that has vanished from your memory until now.
Wow, Van Zykes. Here I thought you were pretty on the straight and narrow, but here you are making excuses for a guy who clearly lied in front of God and everyone. That's not very cash money. That's something fucking Godot would do. Or, you know, early Edgeworth, I suppose. Faith, my liege, thou art a magician. For verily, 'tis as thou hast seen with thine own eyes that night. What? Forsooth, I was mistook. I did plan to use tea from the Japanese fellow's cup, but lo, when I looked, 'twas empty, and thus did I use the dregs that festered in the teapot, as my liege did suggest. So what? If you're saying that's what happened, then well, I guess that's still. I mean, I guess that fucking works for you because obviously it's not like the teapot itself was still poisoned. I suppose, because the whole point they're making is that he supposedly poisoned, you know, just Shakespeare's cup, which he didn't drink apparently, or he didn't drink till later on, which is why he had the tea ring. I mean, it makes sense, but that's clearly fucking Van Dyke just made that up, and you're just going along with it, pal.
Objection!
And you've just suddenly remembered now that you made a mistake before? Well, it's really fucking convenient, don't you think, Mr. Fuckface McNugget? Are we supposed to believe that shit?
Yeah, you tell him, Inosuke.
Objection!
People's memories are imperfect, my learned friend, which is why we rely on evidence instead. But in any case, it makes no difference. The victim's most recent testimony tells us two things of note. Firstly, that the poison was put into the victim's teacup only.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, obviously, Natsume wouldn't poison his own teacup. He's not stupid.
And secondly, that this spoiled cup was not the source of the insipid ice coins that have bewitched this court.
The prosecution makes a fine summary of the facts, even though he clearly just pulled that shit out of his ass. We're going to just run with it like it's the God's honest truth. Ha ha ha.
Furthermore, that testimony remains valid and in full support of the established facts. In other words, the inconsistency claimed by the defense simply does not exist.
Yeah, again, because you just made it up. You literally just pulled some stuff that vaguely made sense, and Chandler went along with it, and now you're claiming that's a valid argument. Again, that's like, well, it's not really like you, Van Zykes, if I must say. Because, I mean, up to this point, at least going from, like, the events of the last game and, you know, so far, you know, you're pretty harsh, but your arguments are usually at least logical with the evidence that we know, you know, that we have on hand. But you normally don't just, like, well, when the witnesses are clearly lying, you know, normally he kind of, you know, he calls them out on it, but here he is making excuses for his good friend, apparently, fucking William Shakespeare. No! Okay, pause. I just want to point out, like, in this sprite in particular, Inosuke's ears look fucking huge. Like, and they're like long and wide, and like, I mean, I guess it's probably just a, you know, a model thing, but like, they just look really long and big in that frame. They're not even like sticking out. They're just like completely like on the side of the head. That's interesting. I mean, I never went around looking at his ears, but you know. I do declare, that means there's no issue with the gas thief's testimony. Apart from the bit about the fucking leaving gas, obviously.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I do solemnly swear, after I did dine at Grubb's Grubbery Alehouse that night, naught did pass my lips but the black tea given me by by the Japanese, whose back is stupid as low as death.
And but what did you dine, sir? For all we know, perhaps you just had a bit of food poisoning. Because you ate some tainted meat, you know? And it knocked you out for a couple hours. Oh, I mean, I've had some pretty bad food poisoning.
Why, I did partake of my favorites, a broth as wouldst be called soup, and a leaf as wouldst be called salad.
Wow, so you had soup and salad, I see. I mean, soup and salad do go pretty well together, I suppose.
As insalubrious a menu as the establishment where it was served.
Wait, insalubrious? That means it's... Yeah, no, salubrious is bad. Like, it's like, when we say something salubrious, that means it's, like, of ill intent. But you know, insalubrious... Wait. Or is it? Fuck, I don't remember. What is insalubrious? Oh, unhealthy. My bad. It's not salubrious. Yeah, okay. I was wrong. I mean, there's nothing wrong with soup and salad. I don't really see how that's unhealthy.
Ah, but you gods will give us some faults to make us men. Willingly would I suffer what punishment 'tis seen fit to serve a wicked thief of gas. But I pray ye, wise and noble fellows, never forget the simple truth. That be one thing, and this be another.
Man, nice pose. Are you sure you're not a JoJo character? Honestly, a lot of fucking characters in this game could be fucking JoJo villains with how often they like to pose. Baba.
Jurors all, your humble servant Shamspear doth entreat you, punish the Japanese fellow for his sins.
Well, damn, if you fucking appeal to their racism, he's fucking dead as Dixie. My lord. Oh, it's you. Okay. If I may speak, my lord. Yes, Mr. Portman. I believe we may have been duped by that rotten defense lawyer.
Duped?
What, you gonna see, next thing you're gonna see we were fucking Speckledorfed? Come on, pal. Duped.
By me?
No, clearly you were duped by the fucking prosecutor. Again, it's clearly not a thing that happened. It's lies. He just, whatever. If I keep saying it, I'm gonna sound like a broken record. But, again, he clearly made that shit up.
I do declare that you may be right.
Oh, we all know the waste there was making coins of ice to keep himself warm. But this lawyer lad says we steal gas. He says there's some poison, eh? He's been leading us up the garden path. That's what he's been doing. I'll lead you up the garden path and fucking shoot your fucking head. What do you say to that, motherfucker? I mean, I really never said anything like that. But we just heard from the victim there, has opened our eyes again. No, clearly you were just taken in by a performance. The man is an actor. You can't be taken in by his pretty words, no matter how salubrious they might be. We've reached a decision this time, and we won't be swayed from it. Oh, really? You won't be swayed from it? Really? Well, fucking Waluigi, we'll fucking see about that. The court acknowledges the position of the jury's foreman, and will duly hear the jury's findings. What? No! You can't yet! Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your decisions now.
Guilty!
Yeah.
Guilty.
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 Guilty. You know, you fuckers are guilty. If I were the juror, or the judge, I'd fucking sentence you all guilty of being fucking assholes. I hereby declare the jury to be in one accord. Oh, happy day. Oh, don't fucking dance. Jeez. Okay, that face with that dance, it's the kind of thing that makes you want to punch someone, you know? That's all how... It's not that fucking happy. How is this happening? Like, we literally pointed out a contradiction. Van Zyke just said, no, it doesn't count. And the fucking jurors just went along with it because they're fucking easily led sheep. Man, Christoph Gavin was right. Fuck jurors. My lord! The defense asserts its right to carry out a summation examination. Yeah, clearly, because otherwise we're fucking up shit creek without a paddle. Again. Very well. The court upholds the defense's right. Typical. My learned friend is unable to accept the obvious truth. Obvious truth, my ass. This trial will therefore enter its second summation examination immediately. Jurors, the court calls upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime for which he is charged. Yeah, let's see what they have to say. I'm a man of logic, me, and having considered all the evidence, the defendant must logically be guilty.
Oh, I do agree that gas is far too expensive. I can quite understand why the man would want to avoid paying.
The stuff explodes, and it can poison you. It's absolutely lethal, gas is. Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver it around the city and maintain the pipes. Truth be told, the tea my wife serves up for me is a little sketchy at times. If nothing else past the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? I do feel that perhaps personal opinion about gas and its supply has influenced decisions somewhat. Well, yeah, I guess that's... I mean, it's not really about the gas at this point. It's about the fact that he blatantly lied, and no one seems to give a shit. Like, the gas is one thing, but, you know... Not... The poison is another thing, you know? But never mind. No, you really shouldn't mind. Yeah, I mean, if the jury is biased, then you can't fucking take their opinions for being worth of anything, now can you? The truth is, our counter-argument wasn't as unassailable as we'd hoped. It was pretty good, says Otto, you gotta admit. And Mr. Shakespeare was poisoned. There can be no doubt of that. Okay, that part's true. Then, how are we supposed to turn this around? I think we need to establish the method by which Mr. Shakespeare was actually poisoned. Our only hope is to demonstrate that to the court, incontrovertibly. But that's surely almost impossible at this stage. If we don't manage it, though, Mr. Natsume will be found guilty. Yeah. No delays, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination. Hey, don't worry, me and my pal, Chuanosuke are on the case. Well, let's get pressing, shall we?
Hold it!
See if anything comes to mind immediately. All the evidence, you say? That's right, and there's no room for doubt. It's all pointed to that Japanese man with the big mustache. Bro, you have a big mustache. Says the Englishman with the bigger mustache. Exactly. Which means we could show the man some new evidence to make him change his mind. If only we had that kind of evidence. Don't worry. Summation examination has barely started, really. Perhaps there'll be a shift in the situation that shows an existing piece of evidence in a new light. Well, let's hope so. To start with, though, I need to find some way out of this deadlock. I do agree that gas is far too expensive. I mean, yeah, I can relate. Yeah. This isn't the time or the place to be discussing the price of gas, madam. But really, think of the injustice. Air is a gas, and air is free. Why should Altamont gas cost money? It makes my blood boil. I can feel myself becoming more ruthless than ever. This isn't the time or the place to be ruthless either. If I might interject here. Yes, madam. It seems my fellow juror takes issue with the price our company charges for gas. But it's precisely because of thieves like this man that the cost goes up. Oh, what a beastly man! Oh, that unkempt mustache, those hunched shoulders, poisoning tea, and stealing gas. Utterly unforgivable. That was, madam, that was Mr. Shakespeare who was stealing the gas. It wasn't Mr. Natsume. I just thought you should know. No! Mr. Natsume isn't the one who's been stealing gas. I'll thank you not to go adding on more crimes. Mr. Natsume hasn't been poisoning tea either. Well, anyway, I've quite made up my mind. It is made up as the price of gas. Wow, what a fucking Karen. The stuff explodes and it can poison you. It's absolutely lethal, gas is.
Could we please talk about the poison rather than the gas, do you think, sir?
Well, if you like. I mean, to be honest, I'll take poison over gas every time.
We can't heat your fucking apartment with fucking poison.
You take poison?
What I mean is, poison can only poison you. It doesn't explode, does it?
I mean, I guess.
Goodness me! What are you talking about? Set him straight, please, lawyer man.
Well, it's certainly true that poison isn't prone to exploding. I mean, as far as I know.
But I think you'll find poison also can't light or heat up a room.
Ah! You're right. I hadn't considered that at all, because I'm a fucking idiot, apparently.
Young lawyer man. Yeah? You have a good head on your shoulders. We could use someone like you as our company's legal representative.
Well, I wasn't expecting to pick up more business in the middle of a trial, that's for sure.
Anyway, the point is, I haven't had the best experience with gas companies in the past.
Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver it around the city and maintain the pipes.
Hold it! Can we please refrain from all this talk of gas? This whole fucking trial, it's been poison or gas, poison or gas.
And also a little bit of, Shakespeare, but mostly poison and gas.
There's an all-out attack underway here, in case you hadn't noticed. Against my company's gas.
An all-out attack, you say? I didn't notice this was a fucking Persona game. All of a sudden.
And I'm supposed to sit here and take it, am I? I don't think so.
She's really buzzing now.
All I've heard about her wonderful fuels, explosions and poisonings. What about electricity? What about getting electrocuted? What about that? A little explosion here and there is nothing in comparison.
Any explosion could hardly be described as nothing, madam. Nevertheless, the threat of your gas is deplorable.
My point exactly. But the gas thieves aren't even the worst of our enemies. We have far more devious reprobates to contend with on a daily basis, you know.
More devious? Who, madam?
Other gas companies, of course.
Other gas companies? Not quite what I was expecting. Well, you know how capitalism be. It's fucking eat or be eaten, or gas or be gassed, I guess.
We generate gas, and we deliver it to our customers fair and square.
It's weird. Nobody's questioning that, madam. Altamont is an exemplary gas company.
But there are other unscrupulous gas companies here in London that don't even have any gas at all.
What? But they don't have any gas? How do they go about selling it to people?
Oh, you wouldn't think it possible, would you? But they steal our gas, you see, and sell that.
Jeez, so you have gas companies that are dedicated to stealing gas and selling it as their own? That seems like the bigger problem than, like, one guy stealing gas to not freeze to death, but, you know.
But steal your gas? How on earth is such a thing possible? Gas companies like ours deliver gas to people's homes via network pipes. But these devious reprobates, they secretly disconnect our pipes and divert our gas into their own rotten pipes. They then make a contract with the household supplied by those pipes and take money, the precious gas that's rightfully ours, without us even knowing. They're diverting gas into their own pipes illegally. What a brazen form of theft.
Yeah, man. Here I thought Shamsir was brazen with his soap based gas theft. That just seems like a criminal offense, like a felony even.
When we visit customers' houses to collect their money from their meters, we always have to check whether or not one of these devious companies have been up to their tricks. Okay, what the okay. Dude, I can see into your fucking uvula. Don't fucking make that face at me. Please stop.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I just had to pursue that to make you stop making that weird fucking face. Holy shit. Do you have something to say about that, juror number 3? You fucking weirdo.
Oh, golly. You mean me? I'm terribly sorry. I was just thinking to myself.
I really did catch him off guard there. Yeah, clearly. He was like fucking on another goddamn planet.
Thinking about what that lady said next to you was saying, correct?
Yes.
I got a little proud about it recently, you see.
Go on, I guess.
Ultimate gas worker visited my house the other day to investigate the pipe work. We need to ask for your cooperation while we carry out a secret check of your property, sir, the fella said. So I let him in, and you know what he did?
I'm afraid I have no idea. Please, tell us.
He proceeded to take one of my lights off the wall. Then he grabbed the exposed mouth of the pipe and started blowing into it.
Blowing into it? What?
What do you think you're doing, young man? You're giving away company secrets there.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, please. Everybody knows. Oh, but it was very nearly the death of me, I can tell you.
What do you mean?
I'll explain, if you don't mind. As I said before, these unscrupulous other gas companies connect their customers to our pipe network. Yes, but how does blowing into pipes come into it? Obviously, there's gas in the pipes, and it's at a fairly low pressure. By blowing air through the pipe, you can make the pressure drop temporarily. And if you do that, any lights connected to the same pipe will flicker for a moment. Ah, I see. In other words, if, upon blowing into the pipe, the lights of an adjacent property that has no contract with your company flicker, you can know that these devious scoundrels have been meddling with the pipes. Exactly, my lord. That's it in a nutshell. It's the reason why we have teams of workers going around neighborhoods to investigate which lights flicker. The trouble is, the particular worker who came to my house, he didn't know the strength of his own breath. He blew around a pipe with all his might. You can guess what happened, can't you? Well, if you blew hard, then... Wait, you mean... Oh, that's right. The lights didn't just flicker. They went out. Along with the stove. Gas started pouring into the house. What a disaster. The gas supply must have been interrupted briefly because the man blew too hard, so the flames went out. Oh, I'm afraid I yelled at the fella. Are you trying to kill us all? I said. So by disconnecting a lamp and blowing into the exposed gas pipe, it's possible to extinguish lamps and stoves connected to the same network of pipes. And then when the gas starts flowing again, it just silently seeps into the room. Where have I heard about gas silently seeping into rooms recently, I wonder? Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps... Yes! This is almost certainly the clue that we've been hoping for. Juror number 3. The defense requests that you amend your statement to include that information. Oh, well, if you like. I don't mind. Well, I do. That's our company's secret method of identifying the rogues that try to diddle us. Diddle. Like I said, madam, it's widely known already. Very well. Juror number 3. You will amend your statement accordingly. Yes, my lord. Although I'm not really sure what the point of all this is. Blow too hard into a gas pipe, and you extinguish everything in the house, and then you're in real trouble. Well, that is definitely curious, but let me just press these other statements just to, be thorough and make sure I'm not missing anything. You mean it's poisoned? Oh, that's right. It's happened a tiny few times now. This is most troubling indeed. It's always days like this one when I don't get any wages. I get in at tea time, see? And I see her doing it. My wife. She gets a devilish look on her face, and she slips some white powder into my cup. And you drink it anyway? I was running proper, I was. If someone gives you a cuppa, you drink it. I mean, that's good manners, I guess, but you probably shouldn't drink poison tea just because someone offers it to you. And what happened to you? What did it taste like? It was god-awful, believe you me. Salty as hell. Huh. Okay, I feel like maybe you weren't poisoned, but rather, she just poured salt into your tea. And I think perhaps what your wife put in your tea was salt. No! So she doesn't even care enough to poison me properly, eh? Unbelievable! Let's move on, please. For the love of God. If nothing else past the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? Does that mean that if the victim could be shown to have ingested something else, you change your leaning? Sorry? What's that now? I was just saying, if the victim did actually eat or drink something else on that night... what's the matter with you? Sorry? I said, if nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? Haven't you been listening to me at all? I feel there's an English expression about a pot and a kettle that's appropriate here. Compared to the other jurors who don't even appear to have anything to say about the case at all. It would seem that this elderly gentleman has been listening to the proceedings far more intently. I suppose. The trouble is, he has selective hearing. Exactly. But still, this sure may well be the key to the breakthrough that we so desperately need. Ugh, this is hopeless. There's no way for me to appeal to these fucking savages. I do think that the only way that we shall overcome this difficult situation is by exposing the way in which Mr. Shamsphere was really poisoned. We have to prove that it happened some other way, and not via Mr. Natsume's tea. Yes, I know. The trouble is, I have absolutely no idea how it did happen. Mr. Naruhodo, I wonder if perhaps there's something you might have forgotten. Oh, like what? It's important to watch everyone... Okay, yeah, pursue them. If you'd like... Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, no, I'm familiar with pursuing. Trust me, I know all about that. Actually, I don't think there's any need. It's vital that we start trying to change the jurors' minds as soon as possible. Of course, I'm sure you're right. But if you decide you would like your memory refreshed, you need only ask, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, right, okay, that's all well and good. But okay, now we've pressed everything, I feel pretty confident. Well, I have an idea anyway. I'm not sure exactly what evidence I should present. But either way, I'm going to save that for the next episode. Don't want things to run too long, after all. But, seriously, this whole episode's been a lot of fucking talk about gas. Yeah, I feel like I want to press that too at some point, just to elaborate, because I feel like I'm not totally understanding. Like, if you blow hard enough into, yeah, I guess, yeah, if you blow too hard into a gas pipe, it causes everything to turn off, and then the gas just comes out naturally? I don't quite get it, but anyway, I'm going to save that the rest of this summation examination for the next episode.
Until then, though, I will see you around.